is supposed to hit the earth. Why? Because they know they're seeing more chariot sightings than ever before. And we're about to see more and more. And the more we keep bringing this truth out, you're gonna keep seeing them more and more. That's why the angels pulled up, man. That's why they pulled up. You know, so I don't know if you got this, so I'm gonna just go back over really quick. So, you know how the scriptures based, we're gonna go ahead and get into these chariots real quick. So, really quick, they gonna warm your hands up. I'm finna go into this. But anyway, basically, the spirit, I don't know, the spirit revealed it to me. It's not leading to my own understanding. Basically, how the scriptures say, a pillar by fire, you know, by night, and then you got a cloud, you know, by day. That's how the Most High led us when we was coming out of Exodus. We was exiting Egypt, you know, Mizraim, or Masraim, right? Now, I don't know. The spirit was just dealing. It showed me one night to think back to all the so-called UFO sightings. So, not too long ago, a chariot had pulled up. You know what I'm saying? Out here or whatever. We knew it was a chariot. You know, we see the chariots all the time. We in this man. You know, these people ignorantly label as UFOs, right? But they are those so-called unidentifiable flying objects. They're the chariots, the vehicles of God, man. Or who you people call God. You know, the Father, the creator of all, the Father of all spirits, the creator of all, right? Heaven and earth. So that night, that one happened to be, from my memory, it was orange. You know what I'm saying? It was amber. It was amber, right? And I believe amber is spoken about in the book of Ezekiel. You know, Ezekiel speaks heavy about the chariots. Like I said, it's one of my favorite books. And another time we'll see, you know, chariot sightings. At night they could be white too, you know, but they'll be white. That's another time you'll see them. So sometimes you'll see them in a variation of an amber, orange color, and another time you'll see them in a completely white color, right? Now, point being, a lot of times people be associating things shooting in the sky as shooting stars. So stars can also, basically when we see those UFOs, so-called UFOs, those chariots, if we're still under the teachings and understanding of Esau, you would think a lot of those things would be stars or comets or asteroids or crap like that, right? And what color are all those things? Amber, orange, which is a derivative of fire. That's like that's like the color of fire. Amber or orange, right? And then you got white, which is normally what people would depict that, or like a bright white, you know, look. It's like how stars would usually look, right? So all those things are really, you know, pointed at skies. But I'm gonna get to the point. So when I was in California, I ended up learning about, you know, I ended up going to the observatory or whatever, at Griffith Park, I believe it's called, and basically end up learning about the observatory. For those who don't know, it deals with the astronomy or whatever. So I ended up learning about the stars or whatever, and I basically learned that you could tell how hot a star is by its color. So the color of the star will vary off how hot it is. So the hotter the star is, it'll be white. The cooler the star is, it will be like reddish going into that amber fire looking color. If it's like white, it's completely hot. It's like unimaginably hot, right? Now, actually that was just interesting. That's just something I just wanted to bring out, which is probably what it means when they say a pillar of fire by night. You know what I'm saying? And a cloud by day, because a cloud looks, what color? It looks white. You know what I'm saying? Bright white. A good thick cloud looks white. At the ancient times, they didn't obviously understand that those was probably, you know, they knew those were the vehicles of the Most High, but they was depicting a lot of those things. They was calling them like clouds. You know what I'm saying? Just like people would depict them as, you know, tell her how people depict them when they be recording and capturing, you know what I'm saying, these heathens. You You know, they probably call them all types of things. But we got clouds and we got pillars of fire, so that was just something interesting. I was just noticed, like, dang, every time we see them, you know, what we understand to be chariots, they are either orange, amber, or they're white. So the white representing that cloud, and then that orange representing that fire. You know what I'm saying? They always show themselves either color, you know, and they do come in, they do completely manifest themselves too, and so you see emerald greens and all type of colors, you know. So that was just something interesting I bring. I just want to, relate, maybe, it sparked some, scripture. But anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and prove that every time we see those things, that those are the chariots, man. That's really what that was showing me. That those are really chariots. Those are really chariots. When they say pillar of fire, that's really a chariot. Every time we see so-called UFOs in the sky, they're either orange or white. And ironically, everything that we understand in the scriptures to sound like flying ships, right? They're in connection with the color orange or amber or white. The cloud being white, and the fire being orange or amber. So those are completely ships, man. And every time we see them, that's what they look like. They're either orange or white. But point being, the angels flying those things. So real lesson we're gonna get into real quick is the angels are flying these UFOs, man. The angels are flying the UFOs. The angels fly these UFOs, man. These so-called UFOs. Period. So we're gonna go ahead and go to Psalms chapter 68, and we're gonna go to verse 34.
Psalm 68, verse 34. Ascribe ye strength unto God. His excellency is over Israel, and his strength is in the clouds. O God, thou art terrible out thy holy places. The God of Israel is he that giveth strength and power unto his people. Blessed be God.
That's completely 34.
34 and 35.
It's really 34.
Psalms 68, 34. Ascribe ye strength unto God. His excellency is over Israel, and his strength is in the clouds.
So he said his strength is in the clouds. His strength. What is his strength? His strength is in those same clouds. What those white clouds, those white looking these. What is the color of a cloud? The cloud is like white, right? A real thick cloud is white. Every time we see the chariots, they look what color? White, right? Every time you see moving so-called stars in the air, what color they look? They look white. So these clouds are actually the ships of the Father, man. They're the vehicles of the Father. And it said his strength are in them. So we're gonna prove that with these scriptures, the angels are actually flying these things, man. You could jump to Psalms 103, verse 20. Watch this. As the scripture say, you err not knowing the scriptures. You do err not knowing the scriptures, man.
Psalms 103 and 20. Bless the Lord, ye his angels that excel in strength.
Oh, read that again.
Bless the Lord, ye his angels.
Call where you at.
Psalms 103 and 20. Bless the Lord, ye his angels that excel in strength, that do his commandments, hearkening unto the voice of the word.
Read it from the top again.
Psalms 103 and 20. Bless the Lord, ye his angels that excel in strength.
That's it. That excel in strength. His strength is in the clouds. His angels excel in strength, man. The angels are driving those ships. You can finish that up.
Psalms 103 and 20. Bless the Lord, ye his angels that excel in strength, that do his commandments, hearkening to the voice of his word.
That's it, man. They're doing his commandment. They out flying these ships. They fly with the scripture say these so-called clouds with those, but it's cold. That's his code word, man. It's been revealed to us. Psalm 78, 61. Psalm 78, 61. It said his strength is in the clouds, and yet that same strength is said to be in the angels that do his commandments. That's his strength, man. The angels. His messengers.
Come. Psalm 78 and 61. And delivered his strength into captivity.
So stop real quick. So we're gonna prove, and then another thing too, we're gonna prove that. So that just proved right there, and we got plenty more scriptures. It's plenty more scriptures, right? The angels are men, and we're gonna prove that with this scripture. Call it again.
Psalm 78 and 61. And delivered his strength into captivity.
That same strength. Read that again. Read that again.
Psalm 78 and 61. And delivered his strength into captivity, and his glory into the enemy's hand.
So it said he delivered his strength into How do you deliver his strength into captivity? Who went into captivity? The Israelites. And his strength was men. Read it again. Bible Kashab.
Psalm 78 and 61. And delivered his strength into captivity, and his glory into the enemy's hand.
Who's the most high strength? I mean, who went into captivity? He said, how do you deliver captivity? How do you deliver strength to captivity? Men have strength. Israel is his strength. We went into captivity, man. These people on this side. And his glory into the hand of enemies. That same strength is his glory. He delivered it in the hand of his enemies, man. It's talking about men. So that's showing you that strength represents men. The angels are men. You can go to Revelations. And okay, yeah, and we the same as the angels. Cause what if the when John tried to, I believe it was John, he tried to bow to the angel, and the angel told him, "See that ye do it not. For I'm your fellow servant, your brethren." Come on, man. You seen the movie Green Pastures? I believe that's it. You probably have to search that one. See ye do it not. Revelation 18. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna prove it. Well, those are actual men. Yeah, they men. They divine creatures just like us. They're divine creations. We're creature just goes into creation, man. Yes, they're creatures. They're divine creatures. They have tall, terrible countenance. Men. They're terrible in their countenance, man. Big men, man. Most High ain't dealing with some goddamn babies shooting arrows into people, buttocks. Yeah, man. Well, John tried to bow to the angel. The angel told him, "See that ye do it not," man. Brothers know what I'm talking about. See ye do it not. For I'm your fellow servant. Yeah. So them see do it not from your fellow servant and your brother. See? 22 and 8. 22 and 8. Revelation 22 and 8. Don't read that. Go to yours. So yeah, we're gonna prove that real quick. That same strength that got delivered into captivity, obviously is talking about men, right? So that same strength that's in the clouds is the same strength that's in the angels that do the commandments of the Lord. So those angels are in those clouds. Does that even make sense? No, clouds don't fly. Right? Clouds do not fly. They do not fly. The angels are in those chariots, man. And the angels are men because it says that his strength, the Most High strength went into captivity. Who went into captivity? That's showing you we're the Most High strength. And his glory went into captivity. I mean, exactly. No, it was delivered into the hand of his enemies. This is people on the sides. So thus showing you, yes, they are men, the angels are men, and you can relate them to us. And we're going to prove that, 22 and 8.
Revelations 22 and 8. And I, John, saw these things and heard them. And when I had heard and seen, I fell down to worship before the feet of the angels.
Oh, John said he was so amazed the angels was bringing these things out to him and showing them these visions of everything else that's about to go down in this world, and it has already happened. Because John, so the Edomite scholars call him John the Revelator. So John, the so-called Revelator, you know what I'm saying? He was showing World War I. He was showing World War II. So after seeing all these things, he was amazed by the angel, and he tried to bow down and worship the angel. Continue.
Revelation 22 and 8. And I, John, saw these things and heard them. And when I had heard and seen, I fell down to worship before the feet of the angels, which shew me these things. Revelations 22 and 9.
The angels was breaking everything down to him. Go ahead.
Then saith he unto me, see thou do it not.
He told him, don't do it. Don't bow down and worship me. Right?
For I am thy fellow servant.
Whoa! And who are the servants of the Most High? The prophets. What do they do? They come out and they teach the word of the Most High. They speak the word of the Most High. They prophesy. They give you visions. They say a thing.